Hello, Ramley and other NFL family, especially Texans family. Today's a great day. Aaron Donald signed a long-term contract extension with the Rams. We're going to be talking about the Texans with a very special guest today. And in light of that, the Texans, they seem to be a team that people often forget about. They haven't done a whole bunch of, big signings or anything like that. But I'm excited today to ask my guest, Coach Dante, about what the Texans are doing to turn their franchise around. And we're going to go game by game and give a prediction for next season for the Houston Texans. We got bye week hot takes coming up that you don't want to miss. Oh man, it's going to be a great episode here. Episode 5 of MOOF right after this. Yes, here we are on episode 5 of MOOF, and I welcome in Coach Dante. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me on the show, man. I believe this second year in a row you had me on the show. So, man, I'm happy, proud, man. I respect your grind, and just happy, man. Just happy to be a part of this show to represent my Texans.
Thank you. Yeah, and I will remind all of our viewers that the link to Coach Dante's channel is in the description below. He has some fantastic live streams. You do watch parties. You do like a little bit of everything, and you're really, really gifted at it. So I encourage everyone, go give a sub to Coach Dante. He's over 4,000 subs strong and growing. So excited about that. I will say hello to everyone in the chat. I see lots of you excited about Aaron Donald. I know we are, but we are going to talk about the Texans. But I do plan on doing a different live stream about the Aaron Donald contract signing for sure. But I see lots of predictions coming in here. But Coach Dante, I want to remind you. So last year when you were on this show, you actually convinced me that the Texans were going to be better than people thought. And because I think a lot of people predicted last year that the Texans were going to get the number 1 overall pick and they were the worst team. And you predicted that the Texans would win 6 games and lose 11 last year. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah.
And they didn't quite get to that this year. How many games did they win again? I forget.
They won 4 last year. They won
4. Okay, so they were 4. Okay, but they were still better than I think people expected. Then David Culley, who I don't think should have gotten fired, but do you have any quick thoughts on that? Or
yeah, man. Like I said again, the 4-12 record indicated that the Texans were really better than what they were. We beat the Los Angeles Chargers last year. The Texans was the main reason why the Chargers didn't even make the playoffs last year. So that was the game. Like the Chargers won that game. I thought they would have made the playoffs. But again, I don't think David Culley should have got fired. But it made me think that David Culley was a bridge guy. He wasn't the long-term answer. But then again, like he had some problems with players in the locker room with Justin Reed and stuff like that. So it was some locker room guys having an issue with David Culley. So, I mean, when you're having issues in the locker room with players, then it doesn't fall well. So that makes me think he lost a lot of respect and lost a lot of bond of the players in the locker room. Also, like I say, I thought he should have got 1 more year, but that showed me nothing that he was a bridge guy. That's all. He was just a 1-year rental. That's all. Like I said, if things didn't break right like it did last year, then he was gonna get the boot up out of there. But if things broke right, he could have got another chance. But then again, like I say, not upset about the firing. But like I say, I thought he should have got another opportunity for this thing to keep going on. But like I say, love the hire that we got in Lovie Smith. Definitely respected. But I thought the guys played hard last year. I really thought at the end of the season they played hard last year. They showed a lot of promise. And you look at a 4-12 record, you would think the team was bad, and you really look at the schedule. The only kind of blowout game that we had was the Buffalo Bills. We had a blowout game against the Buffalo Bills. We had a blowout game against 2 blowouts against the Indianapolis Colts. Davis Mills in and out the lineup the whole season. Really no consistency in the quarterback situation. Tyrod Taylor really set us back. Tyrod Taylor gets hurt in week 2 against Cleveland. When he was out playing Baker Mayfield in that game, he tears his hamstring up. He comes back against Miami. No more the same. He beats Tennessee. In Tennessee, but We played the Jets the next week, didn't look good. So David Culley during the Seattle game, I thought he made the right meal. Go with Davis Mills, see what the guy got again. And Davis Mills was by far, probably almost was the best rookie in the NFL. Not by far, but you could have made an argument he was the best rookie in the NFL with no offensive line. The running game was dead last in the NFL, 86.2 rushing yards per game. The defense didn't help either, but I thought the defense was competitive at the end of the season last year. So again, man, like I say, I thought we competed. I thought we did well at the end of the season. I thought the guys bought into Lovie Smith just like they're doing in OTA. So again, like I say, I just thought the Texans competed last year.
Okay, yeah, and before we start breaking down the schedule, I see lots of comments in the chat, and I do thank everyone for being here, with us live, and anyone watching on the replay. Thank you so much. Friendly reminder: hit that like button and make sure you subscribe to Coach Dante. His link to his description is below. Coach Dante, can you maybe speak to what do Texans fans have to be optimistic about? Are you just glad that the Watson drama is now? You kind of shifted it over to Cleveland. You got a lot of picks for that. But what about for this season? What do Houston Texans fans have to be optimistic about heading into this season?
The optimistic thing, one thing I'm excited about, and yes, the Deshaun Watson drama is right behind me. Right now, it may be a bitter win for the Houston Texans just because you're hearing a lot of stuff coming out about him now, and he may not be playing a full season. And then to Nick Caserio to not hurry up and rush Watson out. Yeah. He wanted his 3 first-round picks, and he ended up getting them. Because once Deshaun Watson was cleared in that court case, you can see teams immediately jump on Deshaun Watson. And I got to give credit for Nick Caserio, for asking. He wanted his 3 first-round picks. He got them. He wasn't going to let him go without those 3 first-round picks. And that helps our future a lot in case Davis Mills doesn't do well this year. We can use one of those to get the quarterback that we want for next year, because next year is the stronger quarterback class as well. So again, I'm very excited of what Nick Caserio doing, bringing some competition in here to compete. Mario Addison, Jerry Hughes is a very good veteran. Rasheem Green, who had a solid year in Seattle last year. I think he had about 6 sacks last year. Again, so I like the depth. I like the youth that this team got, that Nick Caserio bringing into his team, and I'm excited to see what Davis Mills is gonna do. He's seen all the great coverages this year. He ripped apart some of the best teams. I mean, that Rams game when he started out 13 for 13, even though we end up losing, he was hot in that game. I mean, the Patriots game, he outplayed Matt Jones in the Patriots game. Like I say, I'm excited to see for Davis Mills, but again, I'll say I got to give credit to Nick Caserio and Lovie Smith and the draft. We had probably the best draft, probably out of anybody in the draft, getting some good draft choices, getting Jalen Petrie, a high regarded safety. Christian Harris was one of the most underrated linebackers. Dameon Pierce is going to play day one. I got 5 day one players. I got 5 day one stars that's going to be on the field day one and getting the best cornerback in the draft in Derek Stingley. So I'm really happy the way the direction is really, really going in.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll definitely dive more into that as throughout the episode. Quick question here from Jake, and then we'll get into the schedule breakdown. Is what is the minimum Davis Mills needs to do to remain your starter going into 2023? Is there any risk of him losing that starting position? Because I know you guys signed Kyle Allen. Mm-hmm. Is Tyrod Taylor still there?
No, he went. He walked to the Giants.
Oh, he's in the Giants now. Okay, cool. So is there any competition for Davis Mills to get the starting job?
Nah, it's his job to lose. It's his job to lose at this point. The only real reason if he gets the job taken away from him, if he's so bad this year, if he's really, really bad this year, and I think Davis Mills coming in there being a 3rd round pick. And he knows he have no margin for error. Being a 3rd round pick, this is probably his last year on his contract. And due that we got a 1st round pick, it is a lot of pressure on Davis Mills to probably have a better season than what he had last year. No one expect him to have a great season than what he had. Especially he only played in 11 games, and having a 16 touchdown and 10 interception season, QBR rating of over 100. having a 67 completion percentage in those 11 games, playing against very good teams too. Not that as well, but again, it's a lot of pressure on him. Hope the guy skies us to the limit. He shows some lot of flashes and being poised in that pocket, and he got great arm talent as well. So to do what he did with people who listen to our roster, is the worst roster in our worst receiving core, and for him to go out there and rip some of these teams apart, even though we lost most of those games, it's a higher upside for Davis Mills. But at the end of the day, he knows he's got to perform. He knows he's got to go out there and perform better than what he did last year, or the Texans will have no problem getting another court using one of those first-round picks for another quarterback. So it is a lot of pressure on Davis Mills.
Yeah, you know what? That interesting storyline I never thought about coming into this season. This really is a make or break year for Davis Mills, even in his sophomore year. Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Well, let's get into this here. So the Texans, week 1, start off with a division rival game. They host the Indianapolis Colts. Win or lose?
Like I said, I did my prediction on the Texans earlier, but I'm gonna go with the same thing. I went with them. I'm gonna go with a win right here at home to start off at home. I said, I believe Lovie Smith defense is going to be really, really competitive, like it was all season long last year. Again, the only reason the defense was pretty bad because of the offense. We averaged 16 points a game on the offensive side of the ball. So if you're not scoring points, then the defense is going to basically break and it's going to basically crack. So again, and the defense is going to get tired of being out there on the field. So if this offense can score points, I believe Lovie Smith can come up with a good defensive scheme. And I believe this team can start. They got the playmakers. They got the players. I believe Lovie Smith is going to keep this defense competitive. I got a win right here, week 1.
Okay, all right. Well, that's it. We love to see that. I do see Silly Fun Guy thinks he thinks they're going to lose, and so those watching, if as we go through, feel free to put W's in the chat or L's if you think the Texans are going to win or lose. And quick shout out to Jarrett from our Colts MOOF episode. He did inform us that the Colts have not actually won an opening game in like 6 years, which I found kind of interesting. So. Maybe you're correct, and the Texans starting 1-0, and then you go on the road to Denver to take on the Broncos, led by Russell Wilson. Win or lose?
That's a loss. I mean, I think Denver is having Russell Wilson. I think Denver is way more talented than we are. Cortland's son, Tim Patrick. They got a good running back tandem in Williams and Melvin Gordon. They're way better talented than we are, man. The defense is going to be competitive, but again, I think the defense I think their offense is way too much for us to handle. So I got it at a loss.
Yeah. Okay. So we're 1-1 on the year though. And then you're traveling to Chicago to take on the Bears. Win or lose?
I like this game. I'm gonna give it a win for the Houston Texans. I think we're a slight better. I know Chicago is a tougher place to play, but again, Chicago, I don't like their offensive line. I know they got a good receiver in Darnell Mooney. I think the Texans, if they can stop the running game with David Montgomery, I believe that puts the Texans in a good situation. But we also do got to worry about Justin Fields' playmaking ability too. So I like this game against the Texans. This game by Houston Texans. I got a win right here.
Okay, well, I see Michael and Silly Fun Guy in the chat agree with you, giving the W to the Texans. Texans started off 2-0 after 3 weeks, and then you have another home game where you welcome the Los Angeles Chargers to town. Win or lose?
I think the Chargers get us this time. I think they're going to exact revenge this year because we pretty much knocked them out last year, the playoff spot. Knocked them out. They did miss 20 guys from the COVID that week, but you still had Justin Herbert. You still had every receiver out there that was playing, and their defense was just bad because they were ranked 27th in the National Football League. But I think they get this win right here in Houston. But I wouldn't be surprised if we also beat them, because Chargers show some games. They show a lot what they can do. They show their talent, but then again, at the end of the season, they start tailing off. But I got the Chargers. I got the Chargers right here.
Okay. I see some of our viewers agreeing with you in the chat. So we're at 500 though. We're 2-2 after 4 weeks, and then we are at week 5 where you get to take on division rival. You are traveling to the state of Florida to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Win or lose?
I got the Texans. Until the Jaguars figure out how to beat the Houston Texans, and no disrespect to Jacksonville, no disrespect to them again. I know they got better. You're looking at Christian Kirk in the offseason, who a lot of people say he's the highest paid wide receiver. They did get another receiver, I believe, in Zay Jones from the Oakland Raiders. I'm not too sold on that team right there. I got the Houston Texans. I believe we can go in Jacksonville and get a victory. And like I say, I believe Lovie Smith again. His defense made hell for Trevor Lawrence last year, and I think he was gonna, with the players that we got, I think he's gonna continue to do it. So until Jacksonville show me that I can be sold on them, I'm gonna go with the Houston Tech. I'm gonna go with my Texans against Jacksonville.
Okay, I see a couple of people in the chat. They're kind of split on this one. Grand Eyes are saying it's going to be a tie. But we are at your bye week now, and for anyone who watches MOOF knows that when we get to the bye week, it's time for
bye week hot takes. The hottest takes on the bye week.
Yes, it is time for bye week hot takes. So if you're new here, just so you know, we scour the internet, mainly Twitter and Reddit, sometimes the odd Facebook group, and we look for unique hot takes about the teams. And Coach Dante has not seen any of these. I did not send them to him ahead of time. He is going to be reacting raw to them. So the first one here that I found is Davis Mills will have a better sophomore year than Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence.
I think it can be true. I think you seen what he did last year. I think he can. You seen what he did last year with less talent. I mean, God for God, we was the 32nd ranked team last year in the NFL. People had us the dead last roster in the NFL. You seen what type of stats that Davis Mills put up last year. So with no offensive line, no running game, again, him getting sacked repeatedly, and us not being able to run the football. Now, granted, we did run the football late during the season with Rex Burkhead, but I think I like that statement. I like that statement right now. And there's also a good chance Trevor Lawrence could be better because, again, he has Zay Jones, he has a Christian Kirk as well. So I can see Davis Mills definitely showing off this year and having a great sophomore year too. John Mechie, the receiver that we got in the 3rd round, who I think is a steal. If he wouldn't have got hurt at Alabama, he would have been a 1st round talent. I think he's going to come in and do some things. Nico Collins, his 2nd year, and Brandon Cooks, one of the most consistent receivers that you have saw with, regardless of what he had been. So I can definitely take that right there.
Okay, cool. And it looks like Jake, our resident Bills fan, who will be appearing on MOOF tomorrow, says definitely Zach Wilson. Trevor Lawrence has actually competent coaching, so he doesn't think so. But it's an interesting perspective. If Davis Mills were to outplay, the top 2 picks in, his draft class, that'd be a fantastic story to follow. The second hot take is the Texans have no direction as a franchise and will be looking for a new head coach next season. This was from a particular angry group on Reddit.
I mean, I believe we have a direction to go in. I disagree with that statement, but I believe, it wouldn't shock me if we be as bad. We be bad and look for a new head coach. I don't think Lovie Smith will be the long-term answer, to be honest with you. But again, he does have a lot of respect on his resume. He is a Super Bowl head coach, even though he didn't win it. Even though he went to the Super Bowl, he had a bad quarterback in Rex Grossman. He had a bad quarterback. He took a bad quarterback to the Super Bowl. Regardless, yes, he's a defensive coordinator, and the defense was very good, but goddamn, he still had Rex Grossman on this team. And like I say again, I believe Lovie Smith will have these defensive guys and these young core flying around. I believe the Texans have a direction to go in. I believe they do have a direction to go in. I disagree with that. I think they really do have a direction to actually go in.
Okay. No, fair take, and I see Michael just saying, third head coach in 3 years. No, that's not what you want to see from your
Yep,
organization.
not what you want to see.
Yeah. um. Okay. Final hot take is if Brandon Cooks gets injured, the Texans will not have any pass catchers achieve over 1,000 yards receiving this season.
I mean, I can respect that statement. I can respect that statement because Brandon Cooks is our best player, but
Yeah.
which means other guys got to step up, like a John Mechie has to step up, or Nico Collins has to be on a emerge, So again, I can respect that statement. I can really see that statement if Brandon Cooks stay healthy, but he's been healthy. He's been healthy a lot last couple of years with the Texans. So yeah, I can also see that statement. Can also see that statement.
Who would you say is the Texans' number 2 receiver that would have the best chance of getting over 1,000 yards?
Man, the way this guy upside is, I really like this guy upside. I would say Nico Collins, the
Okay.
6'5" wide receiver, and also Brevin Jordan, who played well last year for us, the tight end out of Miami. He had some great chemistry last year with Davis Mills. So again, I can see Brevin Jordan and Nico Collins, but if I had to guess, I'm gonna go Nico Collins, that 6'5" frame, can catch the jump ball. I'm gonna have to go Nico Collins, number 12 for the Houston Texans.
Okay, awesome. Well, this has been
Bye Week Hot Takes. The hottest takes on the bye week.
that has been bye week's hot takes. So just before that, the prediction is to be 3-2 going into the bye week, which I think a lot of Texans fans would be pretty thrilled about. I do see just a couple questions. Is Danny Amendola still with the Texans?
Far as I don't know if he's with the Houston Texans. I haven't heard anything about him, so I don't know. But he did come on a lot strong last year. But he stayed hurt. But like I said, I don't know if he's with the. I'm assume not. He's not with the Houston Texans this year.
Fair enough. And then one more question from Pure Adrenaline Fantasy Sports. Shout out, John. How much time is Mechie going to miss?
He's going to be ready in training camp. He's going to be ready to go in training camp. He's participating in OTAs right now. He's doing a lot of stretching, but he's going to be ready to go in training camp. He'll be ready for the start of the season.
Awesome. Oh, that's great. Well, okay, so we're over 500 going into week 7, and you are going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. Are the Texans going to get a win?
No, that's a loss. I think they're way talented, man. Like I say, they kind of like we can lose to every team in the NFC West, AFC West. Really, that's how much no disrespect to the AFC South, but again, every team. The only team that I can really see competing with the AFC West is the Indianapolis Colts because I think they have the better defense out of everybody in the AFC South. So I got a loss. I just think It's bad enough they got the best receiver in football in Devontae Adams, but they got also Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller when he's on it. He's a top 3 tight end. Just too many weapons for Lovie Smith and Derek Stingley to contain right there. And plus their defense is going to be a lot better as well. So I got it as a loss.
And I see Silly Fun Guy is actually putting it as a W there, but everyone's agreeing with the L there. And Coach Dante, please forgive me. I do have to politely disagree with you. And the best receiver in football, I truly believe that to be Cooper Kupp.
Yeah. Hey, man, he had a great season. He had a great year too, man. But like I say again, Cooper Kupp is amazing. But yeah, I got Cooper Kupp as the second best wide out of football.
I have Ram fans that watch this channel, so I gotta stick up for my no disrespect to Devontae Adams.
Nah, you good, man.
So so we're at 500 now, 3-3, and then you got some home games coming up here, and you welcome in another division rival, the Tennessee Titans. Win or lose?
I'm gonna give us I think we're gonna split. I'm gonna give us a victory right here at home. Losing AJ Brown is definitely going to hurt them a lot. Okay. They did get Robert Woods, but how is he going to come back after the ACL injury and stuff like that? They do got Treylon Burks, who's really coming into camp out of shape and stuff like that, and not being prepared. But I don't think that's going to be more of a concern right there. But I do And the only question is, can the Texans stop the running game?
Yeah.
If they can stop Derrick Henry and hold him at bay, and Ryan Tannehill showed you in the playoff game he cannot win with his arm, and the Texans beat him last year at home and forced it Ryan Tannehill for 4 interceptions. I believe it can be that same duplicate like Lovie Smith did last year. Again, if they can just stop Derrick Henry and focus and load the box up, and I think the sky's gonna be the limit for that game. So I got the Texans winning against the Tennessee Titans. I think we're gonna split against them.
Okay. I do see the chat disagreeing with you a bit, but that's why we bring fans like you on MOOF, because you give us that different perspective. So you're 4-3 now, and you have a short week here. And Thursday night football, it looks like this is the Texans' only primetime game of the year, and you welcome the Philadelphia Eagles to Houston. Win or lose?
That's a loss. That's a loss. The only question for Philadelphia is the quarterback. Yeah. That's actually the only question for Philadelphia. I think their defense is better. Their offensive side is better, but it wouldn't shock me if the Texans beat them as well. It wouldn't shock me if the Texans beat them as well. But A.J. Brown has killed us over the years. He had killed us over the years. So having him there is really going to open up a lot for Dallas Goedert and open up a lot for Devontae Smith. And they got one of the best offensive line in football. And they got a good running game if Miles Sanders and Boston Scott them can stay healthy. But I got the Eagles winning this football game.
Okay, I do see a couple of W's in there, but and Grandizer agrees with you with the L. But all right, well, you're hovering back and forth in that 500. You're 4-4 on the year now, and then you travel to the state of New Jersey to take on the New York Giants.
I like this. I got to win for this. I like this. I like this, but they can also beat us too. They can also beat us as well, but I like this matchup. Kenny Galladay don't stay healthy a lot. Their offensive line is really not good. Our offensive line is not good either. But I really like our weapons. Against versus their weapons. I like our defense as well versus their defense as well. So again, I got us winning this game. I think we can go in to New Jersey and still a game right here to be 5-4. But also, I wouldn't be shocked they beat us too. It's just we're the same type. We kind of like in the same type of team, type of squad.
Well, and as you know, on MOOF, if you're kind of 50-50, you go with the optimistic win, right? I like that. So then you host the Washington Commanders. I almost called them the football team. Still getting used to that. In Houston, can you take on the Carson Wentz led Commanders?
Yes, I got it as a win, man. I got it as a win. Like I said, I said it in my prediction video. I like the matchup. I mean, Terry McLaurin is gonna be a beast. He's gonna be the lone bright wide receiver right there. I believe we can stop the running game and Gibson. And I believe our defense will come ready to play. I believe our defense will come ready to play. If the offensive line protect Davis Mills, if they actually protect Davis Mills, I believe he can tear the secondary apart. He can make some good enough throws to rip them apart. So I like this matchup for the Houston Texans at home. I like it. I like this. I'm going with a win.
Okay, and so the Texans are 6-4, maybe gaining a little bit of hype. There's probably still in the wild card race at this point of the season, and then you travel back to the state of Florida to take on the Miami Dolphins.
Are you
touring the Dolphins?
I got a loss right here, man. I got a loss, but their season is going to depend on Tua. Yeah. They got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle. They got they got that tight end Mike Gesicki. They got a promising run game. Their defense was tops in the league late stages last year. Again, I think Miami going to Miami too. I think it will be too tough for the Houston Texans to handle. I got the Miami Dolphins winning this game.
Okay, and I do see some of our viewers agreeing with you in the chat, but you're still predicting over 500. You're 6-5, and then you have a home game where you host the Cleveland Browns. Possible Deshaun Watson revenge game.
See, this one is tough right here. So the only reason I'm gonna give this to my Texans right here, because Deshaun Watson may not be playing.
Okay.
Now, if he plays, then I'm gonna go with I got Cleveland. But since I'm 50-50, I'm gonna go with my Texans because I'm gonna assume Deshaun Watson is not playing in this game. And now I know their running game is very, very good, which is the Texans already faced it, and that's what beat the Texans in that week 2 game. And Baker Mayfield is disgruntled. He's disgruntled. So who knows what type of quarterback they're going to have in Cleveland. When Baker Mayfield is disgruntled, I got a feeling Baker Mayfield won't be on the team during the season. But it's the reason they haven't traded him, because they know about the Deshaun Watson stuff. So that's the reason they haven't came off of him. I know they got Amari Cooper. Donovan Peoples-Jones is no slouch. I'm going to give the Texans a win, because the question mark is the quarterback. But I know they got a great run game. And they got a great run game. But if the Texans, like I say, again, kind of like Tennessee, if they can stop that running game and make whoever is the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns beat them, I think I like that defense. I like Lovie Smith's chances of beating the Cleveland Browns. I'm going to go with a win only because Deshaun Watson may not play football. And Deshaun Watson makes that team a whole lot better if he plays. But I'm going to go with the Texans just because I don't know if Deshaun Watson is playing that game.
Okay, interesting. So you're 6-5, or sorry, 7-5, and I see some of our friends in the chat predicting a tie for this game, which it's tough to predict the tie. But then you travel to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Win or lose?
I think that's a loss. I think it's going to be a tough game for the Houston Texans. I believe they can handle Dallas, but again, I think Dallas offensive line may be questionable. They do got CeeDee Lamb as his first shot of being the number 1 wide receiver. They also got Dalton Schultz, who had a great season last year as a tight end. Their running game is better than the Houston Texans at this point. Their defense may be a little bit slight better, so I'm gonna go with Dallas to win this football game.
Okay, all right. Well, that you're still over 500 at 7-6, which I think a lot of Texans fans would be very happy with. Considering last year, and then this next game, it could be a tough one, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. You welcome the Kansas City Chiefs to Houston. Are there any shot of pulling an upset here?
I think it's a shot, but I'm going to go loss because of Patrick Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes, like I say, it's nothing like, again, having that quarterback, man. Having that quarterback. It's nothing like just having that franchise quarterback that can keep you in a lot of games. Now, if I believe the Texans hasn't beat the Kansas City Chiefs since Deshaun Watson played football. Since Deshaun Watson played football in Kansas City, that's almost the same year we blew the 21-0 lead against Kansas City. So again, they do got Valdez-Scantling. Scott Moore, I think he's a promising rookie. They do got Justin Ross. They picked him up. I think he's going to be pretty solid if he makes the team. But again, I got Kansas City. As long as you have Patrick Mahomes, they will always be in a race or in contention for a playoff spot.
Okay. So you're at 500 now. You're 7-7, and then you travel to Tennessee. You predicted that you were going to beat them earlier in the year. Are you going to sweep them, split with them?
I'm gonna go split.
Split? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go split. I'm gonna go split with this one.
Okay. So taking the L. So you're 7-8, and then your final home game of the year. You finished the year off with 3 divisional games. Wow, that's interesting, huh? You welcome in the Jacksonville Jaguars. Do you think you're going to sweep the Jags?
I think we can. I'm thinking I'm going for a sweep with the Jaguars at home. I'm going for the sweep. I believe if that's the only team we can sweep in the division, that will be the team right there. But they, like I said again, they also can turn around and just beat us because of the weapons they got. So I'm actually going with a sweep right here.
Okay.
Even though it can easily turn into an L, but I'm going with the sweep right here.
Okay. Well, moment of truth. It's the final week of the year. You're taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Your prediction is 8-8. Will the Houston Texans have a winning record this season?
I'm going to go no.
No.
Because that's going to be the game that the Colts may need in the playoffs to get to the playoffs and win the division. So I believe they're going to come. And then it's in Indianapolis as well. So, yep, I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts.
Okay, that's fine. Well, that's still, for the Texans fans, I think they'd be excited with an 8-win season. We have a couple of questions here in the chat we're going to get to, but before we do, Coach Dante, can you tell our viewers where can they find you? I have the link to your channel in the description below, but what kind of stuff do you do on your channel?
Man, I do baseball content, man. I do baseball content. I do Houston Astros content, but I do all around baseball. I'm an all around type of guy. I do Texans content, live streams, play-by-plays, but I also do different type of games. I also do different other teams' games. I do NBA. I do NBA finals. I'm a diehard Rockets fans. I do Rockets content, but I do different games as well. I also do college play-by-plays, Texas Longhorns, but like I say, I do everything. I do every other team. It's just not about my team. I just love sports as a whole, and I'm just a sports fan as a whole, So, that's what I do. And I'm an executive of the Spotlight Sports Network as well. So we do we do NFL shows, 7,200 second shows. We do prediction shows at times. Sometimes we'll have a late night show. I got a show called The Coach's Corner as well. So again, that's what I do. I do live play-by-plays and stuff like that, but I don't just do it for my teams. I do it for every other team as well.
Cool. Awesome. Well, do you have time for a couple of questions from the chat?
Yes, I got, yeah. Yes, sir.
Well, so Michael asked, do you think the AFC South is an open division when it comes to team strength?
I think it's an open division, but like I said, again, I think the Colts, if this is any year they have to win it, I believe this is the year they got to win it, because having Matt Ryan at that quarterback room, someone who's won an MVP, who's been in a Super Bowl, that you will take that over Carson Wentz. You also have a competitive defensive side of the ball and one of the best linebackers in the league in Darius Leonard as well. So, and you have a great dominant running game in Jonathan Taylor. So if this is any year that they have to win a division, they got to win it this year. If they don't win it this year, something is definitely wrong. They've been ducking and dodging on not trying to get a quarterback to come in there, or having one of those quarterbacks like a Sam Ehlinger that's on their roster right now, giving him the reins. But again, the Colts are trying to stay competitive as much as they can, and much in playoff contention as much as they can. So if this is any year that the Colts got to have it, they got to have it this year. They definitely got to have it.
Okay, yeah, I would very much agree with that, and I think the Colts with Jonathan Taylor, Matt Ryan, those receivers, Pittman can continue to develop in their craft. That offense could put up some points, and we all know they're packing a defense, right? So they I do feel they are kind of that team in the AFC that might be able to, like last year, Tennessee ended up with the number 1 seed, a little surprisingly. There's a case that the Colts might be that team this year.
Speaking on the Tennessee Titans, like I say, again, I think the Tennessee Titans are the most fraudulent team in the AFC South. They're the most fraudulent team in the AFC South. Even though they had that number 1 seed, I just never thought they were going no farther than losing that first round game against, the Cincinnati Bengals, to sack the quarterback 9 times and still lose a football game like that defense dominated the way they dominated. It's just frustrating. And for Ryan Tannehill to throw that game away like how he did, it's just frustrating. So I just think, Tennessee, they perform really good in the regular season. They don't perform too well in the playoffs. So I just think Tennessee in the AFC South is just basically the most fraudulent team in that division.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I will shout out. We got No Border Sports. Always good to see you. And we have Michael's predicting a 6-10-1 record for the Texans. And Grandizer, he's being cheeky here. Grandizer, thanks again for being a great moderator. But he is predicting the Texans to go 5-9-3 ties. Come on, Grandizer. Oh man. Well, Coach Dante, this has been a lot of fun. Thank you so much for coming on MOOF Season 2.
Yes, sir, man.
I look forward to more collaborations with you in the future.
Always.
And, any final words for our viewers?
Hey man, I just want to thank y'all for stopping by Pale Time Stream. I want to thank you guys for the questions. Regardless, we all disagree or agree. It's football. It's football. Don't get upset about it. But like I said again, man, just shout out to you for having me on the channel, and shout out to everybody in the chat. And man, like I say, y'all keep showing that respect to Pale Time, man. This guy's a great content creator, and I'm so excited. I'm so happy, that the Rams won a Super Bowl. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you. Stick around. We'll chat afterwards.
All right.
Everyone else who's watching, thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching live now or on the replay. You guys are awesome. And get ready. Tomorrow night, we are going to do MOOF episode 6, where we are talking about the Buffalo Bills. More teams to follow right after that as our journey to find the most overly optimistic fan base in the NFL, going through all 32 teams. We're done 5. So we got a long way to go. Have a great night, everybody.